friends, and welcome back to this week's Self-Love Masterclass. If you are new here, my name is Renee Love. I'm the CEO and founder of Modern Day Wise Woman, as well as Couronne Apothecary. And here at this channel, we talk about all things self-love, energy medicine, spirituality, and holistic health. Now, Self-Love Masterclass is an entire series that I've been doing for the last couple of years. So if you really enjoy this video, I would encourage you to watch some of the other classes, as you will very likely get a ton of value from them as well. What are we talking about today? I often get this question whenever I say the following statement. The people that you are surrounded by are a reflection of how you feel about yourself. I'm going to say this again. The people that you are surrounded by are a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So I know that that can be a little bit confusing because you're thinking to yourself, well, if this person is like this and that person is like that, Renee, are you trying to say that I'm like that person? Are you trying to say that I'm like that mean person, or I'm like that insensitive person, or that I'm like that selfish person? Is that what you're trying to say? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But here is what I am saying, is that everything in this universe is energy. And what we know is that like energy attracts like energy. Let me simplify this. People that generally think, act, believe, and value the same things tend to spend time together, right? It's a very simple example of what it means when I say like attracts like. In order for you to have certain people around you on a long-term or ongoing basis, it must mean that you have some things in common, or that there is some other point of attraction. What we are talking about is the people that you choose. The people that you choose to spend time with. The people that you choose to keep in your life. The people that you choose to surround yourself with. Now, I'm also going to include work. And I know that when I'm working with clients one-to-one, they can struggle a little bit with this, right? Because let's say you have a job. You might say, well, I didn't choose to work with these people, right? The boss hired them, or they were working there before I got there, or whatever. Like, I don't have choice in that. Here's the thing, though, is you do have a choice about where you work. Now, I know that sometimes we're in a position in life where we just need to take any job. We just need to make some money, right? We just need to do whatever we need to do to put food on the table. And so in the moment, that is the best choice for us. That is the most powerful choice, okay? Now, if we stay there for months and years, what we have to take responsibility for is that we are choosing to stay in that job, surrounded by or working with those people. And so that is saying something about how you see and feel about yourself. Comment below or give me a heart if what I'm saying is beginning to make sense. Let's go a little bit further into this. Where we can really see how we feel about ourselves is when we dive into the world of romantic relationships and personal friendships. You have a partner, let's say, or you're dating someone. There is a way that this person is showing up for you or showing up in the world. There is a way that this person is treating you. The way that the person is treating you says a lot about how they perceive you. It says a lot about how they value you. If a person hurts you over and over and over and over again, and you stay, that is communicating something about how you feel about yourself. It is communicating about perhaps past trauma that you have been through that makes you think that it's okay to be with someone or it's normal to be with someone that hurts you over and over and over again. It can be communicating your idea of what you think you deserve or what your worth is. It can be communicating that maybe you think it's your fault or that you are unworthy of better treatment. It can be communicating that you struggle with having boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, and that this perhaps comes from maybe never having seen anyone really set boundaries in your home when you were growing up as a child. Do you see how what we allow in our lives can very much tell us a lot about how we see ourselves, what we think our worth is, what we think is normal or acceptable? Let's use another scenario now. Let's do a little bit of a 360 and let's look at a handful of people around us. It can be really valuable to look at a handful of people around us because, you guys, what we might see is that there's a certain pattern happening. So a lot of the time when I'm working with my clients one-on-one, we do an audit. We do this 360. And what I help my clients to see is what all of these people have in common. Sometimes what we find is that maybe there are quite a few people around you that are very negative. In other words, they're pessimistic. Whenever you have ideas, they shoot them down. Whenever you say you're trying to think more positively or go after things, they try to poke holes in your plans. They make things very heavy. Maybe they laugh at you. They don't seem very supportive. And this is consistent with a number of people in that audit. Sometimes what we see is that there are a lot of selfish people. People who ask you for things, but they never have anything to offer. People that always want to take money from you, for example, but they never pay it back, or they don't seem to really care about what's happening with you except when they need something. Sometimes you can see that if it's a romantic connection or a romantic relationship, it seems that these people always seem to want to get physical with you, but they never want to get deeper. Maybe you're dating some people. Again, if we take the example of the 360 and doing an audit, if you look at the last few people that you've dated or the last exes that you had, they all sort of have this pattern. Maybe they're emotionally available in ways, as I mentioned, for example, only wanting to get physical with you, but not necessarily wanting to get deeper with you, not really prioritizing you, these kinds of things. And if you see these patterns, it is telling you something. It is telling you about the energy that you are putting out, such that people would see you in such a way or value you in such a way that they could treat you like that. Now, what I want to be clear of is I'm not saying that it's okay that you're being treated this way, or that it's your fault, or that you deserve to be treated this way. As I mentioned earlier, how we feel about ourselves is largely linked to our past experiences, our beliefs, our upbringing, and everything that we have been taught in society and in our families. And so for a lot of us, we were not necessarily taught how to value ourselves, how to respect ourselves, particularly in close or intimate relationships. We were not taught how to speak up for ourselves, or even that speaking up for ourselves was favorable. Many of us were taught to be people pleasers, or to be good, or to try to figure out whatever it was that other people wanted, and to, as much as possible, become that. Become the ideal child. Become the ideal wife. Become the ideal friend. Become all these things. Follow all these rules. And a lot of these rules or ideas or impossible to reach expectations forces us to abandon ourselves, ignore our feelings and our intuition, and just be all nice and smiley. Just be sweet. Just be agreeable. Just be easy to get along with. All of that. And over time, what we see is that we don't always get treated so well. And the more we are treated poorly, the more we think, hey, this is because of me. There's something wrong with me. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I need to change. I need to, etc., etc., etc. And so we spend months and years just constantly trying to change ourselves, not for the better in terms of self-love work, but to fit in and again, try to do these backflips and these cartwheels and all of this. We just end up tolerating worse behavior. This is what I mean when I say that the people around us and the people that we're in a relationship reflect back to us how we feel about ourselves. Because what self-love teaches us, friends, is that when we truly honor, love, and respect ourselves, there are just certain things that we are not going to put up with. There are just certain things that we are not going to tolerate. There are certain things that we're not going to ignore and excuse. And we get to a place where we no longer feel guilty or bad about saying what works for us and what doesn't work for us. We no longer feel apologetic or bad about being clear, about wanting to surround ourselves with people that inspire us and support us and uplift us and help us to be better people. Not ones that distract us, take away from us, suck life force energy out of us, and leave us feeling worse. When you see someone and they are surrounded by people that listen to what they have to say, it's a reflection that there is a relationship there that is founded on communication that works well. Oops, I just banged my hand. Communication that works well, and that those people value what each other has to say. When you see people that are supported by people around them, what that is a reflection of is true love, whether it be friendship, a business partnership, or a romantic relationship, that there is value in being supported. This person has set a standard called, I expect the people around me to be loving, to be able to communicate well, to be able to listen, to be happy for me when good things happen for me, to be loyal, to be there. And for the most part, friends, it is people who know their worth and their value that are surrounded by people like that. Now, the thing that I want to say, the thing that is very, very important, okay, is that we often will be treated the way we treat others when we also know that we are worthy and deserving of love and respect. So what I mean by this is you cannot expect to be surrounded by people that cheer for you and are supportive of you and lift you up and are there for you and loyal to you if you treat people poorly, if you are not there for people, if you talk about people behind their back, if you secretly are hoping for other people to fail, if you are harsh or mean, if you are judgmental, if you are not supportive, if you are stingy and not generous, it doesn't make sense that people would want to be generous with you or be warm or, connected to you or be near you, right? If you're cruel, mean, abusive, narcissistic, insensitive, self-serving, these kinds of things. But I know if you're here watching this video that most likely you're not like that because mostly those people don't care to watch videos like this because they're too busy just getting what they want for themselves or blaming everybody else. So for you, now you have a better understanding of what I mean when I say the people that you are surrounded by are a reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you want to know how you are doing, there are many things that you can look at. There are many ways that you can measure how you are doing on your self-love journey. What I would say is one powerful way is to look at the people that you are surrounded by. Now, there's a little bit more that I could talk about in this lesson, which is what loneliness means. What it means when we are not really supported by anyone or surrounded by anyone, when we are just on our own. But I think we'll need to save that for another class because this class then would be like 40 minutes long and it's already so long. So if you want to hear more about that, and if this class has been valuable for you so far, please definitely let me know in the comments below wherever you are watching this video. Now, I'm gonna throw a self-love question out to you. I wanna know, what have you learned from your past relationships? In other words, what have your past relationships taught you about yourself, and how have you used those lessons to be a better version of yourself today? Well, my friends, I think it's been 3 weeks since I did a video for you all, and I'm not even sure how long it's been since I did a self-love masterclass. Thank you so much for the ongoing love and support, the DMs that I get from you guys. I know a lot of you have been thinking about those of us that are in the city of Toronto right now and thinking about our situation and how we're doing. It has been 15 months since we have been in lockdown. So it is challenging here, but I am applying my self-love tools and doing the work just like you are. And through the grace of God and my ancestors and these tools, I am doing very well, and so is the rest of my family. So mentally, we are just rising above, and we are not allowing anything to thwart us or stop us. So thank you for all your concerns, and y'all, until we see each other in the next video, don't you forget that we truly are in this together. Mwah.